My name is Robert Lockridge. I've lived in Norwood for 14 years. Moved here in the spring of 2010. For the last 14 years, my wife and I, we have tended the land of this neighborhood, this beautiful neighborhood. And we've done that as a way of receiving the gifts of this place and then transforming them into food for the people of this place. In this cafe, we wanted to make it pay as you can because we wanted all folks from this neighborhood to feel welcome. And yet we wanted to make it for profit because we wanted those folks to also know that we depended upon them, that a relationship of mutual interdependence was what we believed to be a life-giving path for all of us. I like the fact that I have had the privilege of getting to know many people who have been here a lot longer than me, so there's a rich history, a story of people who can tell me what happened in this place long before I was here. We received the fruit of this neighborhood from folks who planted fruit trees long before we were here. And so we've gotten to know over time the stories and the people who have planted those fruit trees. And we've gotten to know the children who play under those fruit trees. And so in many ways, this is a neighborhood where I feel very much at home. I sometimes imagine agricultural festivals, even in an urban context. So imagining a fall festival that features games and music and apple cider from this neighborhood, and that is something that people gather around and work toward and share in and delight in, and that starts, in a sense, creating a deeper memory that's connected to the actual land of this place. In our current world, agriculture and culture are very disconnected. So I hunger for this to be a place where those two meet again, and that in having that sort of a rhythm and a way of life and a shared communal work, children who perhaps are attracted strongly to social media, for example, might learn again to have their identity and their self-understanding connected to place and community and neighborhood and land. I dislike that some people are despairing or they don't feel like they know the way forward. I think as a culture at large, sometimes we've forgotten how to have our lives be for one another, and we tend to posture ourselves as against people, or we tend to feel desperate that we don't have enough. What keeps me here are the relationships. The relationships with people, primarily. Our children, they have so many really good friends, and the idea of leaving is kind of impossible to imagine because they feel deeply connected and they love their friends. They have other adults who care for them in a deep way. And they've lived here their whole life. And so I think relationships, we too, Aaron and I, we also have relationships with adults and children who we've seen born or seen graduate, and we feel connected through that. There's a lot of people who are willing to risk sharing with one another, caring for people, in a sense, opening their doors. I think that there is a unique synergy of people who are willing to perhaps risk a certain level of foolishness because they care about this place.